Greetings, YouTube. There's a lot of talk at the moment about hate crimes. And there are people who are opposed to the new hate crime federal bill, which is currently being discussed. And I can understand that. There are people opposed to all bills that are being put forward. But it seems to break down two main reasons people are opposed to the hate crime bill. The first is, they say that current laws that govern assault cover all the ground that needs to be covered, and the hate crime bill is superfluous. Their basic point is that if a man beats somebody up because he cheated at cards, and if a man beats somebody up because they're plaid, that it's the same crime. It's a man beating someone up. The difference is, though, is that a person beating somebody up because they cheated at cards is a personal, one-on-one issue. There really isn't any deeper meaning. However, if a man beats someone up because they're plaid, there is a different meaning. He's not just beating up a person who's plaid. He's attempting to intimidate the entire community of plaid people. He's attempting to coerce a social group into behaving or not behaving in a way that he doesn't agree with. If you lynch a plaid person, it's very much saying, you plaid people better stay in line. Otherwise, it'll be you hanging from the tree. And that kind of thing needs a special form of response. Its own law. Hence, the hate crime law. People are often referring to this law as the Matthew Shepard law because of the horrible crime committed against Matthew Shepard 10 years ago, where he was singled out as a gay person, lured into a situation, and then beaten to death, and basically left for dead. A politician recently made a comment that this was being blown out of proportion, and that in fact the entire crime, as far as being considered a hate crime, was a hoax. That was a bad political move, as you can well imagine. It should be important to note that the victims of hate crimes do not place themselves into a special category. It is their attackers that place them into a special category by singling them out as a member of a social group and abusing them or killing them because they are a member of that social group. So the next time a plaid person says that they were persecuted by someone because they're plaid, you know, they probably were. And they were attacked by somebody who used vile language and made fun of them for being plaid. It's pretty much a done deal. And they should be charged for that crime, plus the crime of actually attacking them. The second reason people are talking about this law and disagreeing with it is related to hate speech. Now, hate speech is protected speech. You can say, I hate plaid people. First Amendment covers you. You can say, I think plaid people should be deported. First Amendment. You can say, I think that we should sterilize all plaid people. First Amendment. It's when you start talking about harming plaid people directly, when you start attempting to entice a riot or violence directly against plaid people, that's when things start getting cloudy, because that falls under the same category as crying fire in a crowded theater. It's an imminent threat. When you use that kind of language, it isn't protected. And this law isn't going to affect that one way or the other. Now, these compassionate conservatives, all Republican, want to make sure that religious leaders can continue to tell their congregations that being plaid is wrong. To clarify that, conservative Republicans want to make sure that religious leaders can be bigots. Now, in one of the very few times I agree with the Republicans, because I want people to know that religious leaders are in fact bigots. So I encourage them to stand up in front of their congregations and spout off about bigotry. It makes identifying them as asshats oh so much more easy. But it's First Amendment protected speech. So long as they're not enticing violence against plaid people, they can say what they want, and this law isn't going to stop it. Both these reasons are missing the point. And the point is that some people are singled out because of their membership in a social group, and they become the victims of crimes. So we need a law that tells these attackers, that tells these bigots, that we as an American society are not going to tolerate that we will not tolerate your bigotry, and that we will prosecute you in a special manner if you in fact commit a crime that is bigotry. So tell your leaders, get out there, support this law, protect people from the bigots, because our society doesn't need them.